If you would, silence your phones. And keep your mask on unless you're drinking coffee, in which case, you have to work around it. Agenda for this morning, we'll start off with our financial plan, our business meeting, our current membership number, what we call Computer Club Matters, a highlight of upcoming classes, some community matters, a new category I call favorite apps, and then our feature presentation. Financial report, we're not poor. You're looking at checking account over 30 grand, petty cash $120, you can read the numbers. Bottom line is we have $9,000 in unallocated cash in the checking account, $72,000 in inventory. Year to date, Grafton Food Pantry contribution of $358.75. So we're healthy. We have funds set aside for the next 2 years based on those 3-year membership renewals that we did. So unless bad things happen, we're in good shape. As of the end of September, membership was at 1402. If there are folks here that are not members, we have a gentleman in the back, 2 of them in the back of the room, Howie and Joe. Hello. Howie and Joe, who will be glad to help you set up your membership before you leave. Computer Club Matters, our schedule for for meetings. Next month, we're not on the second Thursday, but on the first Thursday. Reason is the veterans group booked the hall for Veterans Day, the 11th. So we moved up a week, so we're on the 4th instead of the 11th. As usual, we will have coffee and donuts at 8:30. And as a reminder, your donations for the coffee and donuts go to Grafton Food Pantry. Lab hours, as usual, are Monday and Thursday, 9 to noon. Bring your passwords if you're bringing a device, a computer, tablet, or phone. And yes, masks are required in the lab itself. Photography group meets on the first Wednesday at 7 p.m. And the Apple group meets on the first Tuesday at 9 a.m. in the lab. Our classes coming up. Remember that classes that we offer are free to members. There are classes listed in Lifestyle that charge minimum $5. Those are not our classes. Our classes are included in your membership. No registration required, just show up and grab a seat. And again, masks are required. Class schedule for the rest of this month. We have an Android smartphone class on the 18th, which is Monday, at 12:30 in the afternoon. And on Tuesday, the 19th, I'm doing an iPhone class at 10 a.m. And on this subject, there have been questions about all these notices on Google about iOS 15 not being safe and being all kinds of problems. Please ignore that. If you haven't updated yet, you can update now to 15.0.2, which picks up and does some cleanup on some security issues. There's no hesitation on whether or not iOS 15 is safe. It's very safe. Community matters. For those that want to do trick-or-treating, I should say have candy available for trick-or-treating. It's on the 23rd, starting at 3 p.m. If you have your porch lights on, they will come knocking. The next board meeting is the 27th, and coming up the end of the month, the Sun City Consumer Showcase right here on the 28th on that Thursday. Also, the 20th Annual Sun City Arts and Crafts Fair, the 24th, here at 10 a.m. We have our Congresswoman Lauren Underwood coming in for a meet and greet on Monday at 10 a.m. Our Illinois State Rep, Dan Ugaste, I think that's correct, has a town hall meeting here on November 1st. And our mayor and village manager will be here on the 3rd at 10 a.m. I think that's going to be in Birch, not here in the ballroom. Sun City now has an app. It's available both on the iPhone store, the App Store, and on Google Play. It's free, believe it or not. The icon is that blue background with the funny white dot. And the image on the right is what the screen looks like on your phone. And everything that is on the website on your tablet or your PC or your Mac is available right on the phone or on your tablet today. October, Breast Cancer Awareness Month. Some interesting Heritage Month, the Italian-American Heritage, the Hispanic Heritage, and the Polish-American Heritage Month, all in October. Very importantly, the National Pizza Month is October. And the National Cybersecurity Awareness Month is October. That's when all the big tech boys get together, pointed fingers at each other. Favorite apps. This is something I'm going to try and do every month, if I can remember to do it. Here are two favorite apps that are available on both iTunes Store and the Google Play. The first one is called Around Me. And you look for it, you can do a search on either location under Around Me, and that's what the icon looks like. What's great about it is that wherever you are, you can log into Around Me, and the panel on the left are most of the categories available. And if you click on restaurants, for example, the panel in the middle shows you what restaurants are around you, are nearby. And it gives you distance, and the little eye in the circle, if you click on that, it'll call up maps and give you directions to the restaurant. The same is true if you need to hit an ATM for a little extra money for, a casino or whatever. The panel on the far right is the same thing with the banks. And it even has here that the PNC Bank is closed, so it is up to date. It also has a problem at the very bottom that says Wells Fargo Bank. They left the mall 2 years ago. Anyway, otherwise, we have found it to be very useful whether we were in Orlando or San Francisco or San Antonio or places in between. So if you're looking for someplace new to go for dinner, or again, if you need to hit the ATM, this is very, very helpful. I think most of us are very much attuned to what's happening in the news. And it's sometimes difficult to get a true news story that doesn't have a bias to it. Well, this app called Smart News covers many, many topics and subjects in different areas. This is a screen grab off of my tablet. And you see across the top the categories in those tabs that it supports. And there are a whole lot of different things you can look at. It'll give you a different perspective on the news, different maybe than what you see on your favorite or not so favorite television network. This is something we teach our techs at the lab. Ah, come on, I gotta get some giggles at least. Feature presentation. Teresa Policki, our vice president, will be doing this. And it's what you didn't know you could do in the computer lab. Now, again, we're talking computing devices. Teresa? We'll have to do a change in technology here. We'll be right back. That's right. Da, 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 da.
Okay, why is everybody looking at me? Okay, media in your computer lab. Everybody knows we have the computer lab, and when you say computer, everybody thinks technical. We have a lot of monitors, we have lab techs. I work with a lot of the media. If you have pictures you want to work with or anything like that, you come to me. If you have a virus on your computer or it's running slow or you need any other help, just pass me by when you're in a computer. That's not my area. And I learned all this by being a member of the computer lab for the past 17 years. And I was a monitor and I picked up a lot of this stuff. And I'm gonna tell you what we do in the computer lab. I'm not gonna tell you how we do it. That's for you to come in and check that out. So let's get started with some of our media. If you have any questions in between, let me know. Oh, I know how to work this. Okay, photos. These are some of the things we have in our house. We have photos all over, in your wallet, on the floor, in a box, under the bed, wherever they are, we have photos. Then we have these albums. Yeah? Are they in good shape? Probably not. Some of the pictures are torn out, some don't fit, whatever, but they're somewhere in the house. How about these? Slide, very familiar with slides and everything. What are they doing? Sitting in a box? Okay. How about these? Negatives. Remember when you used to go to Walgreens? Give you a roll of film, they bring it back, pictures, negatives, everything. They're probably sitting around somewhere. How about this? I'm sure everybody has their wedding on one of these somewhere. Try and play it. Oh, and then we think we're really into it when we have VHS. We're in now, boy. We got it under control. VHS tapes, yeah? What are you gonna do with them now? Okay, I'm done. But there's more. There's still more. Check this out. Huh? We have these. Oh, whoops. Is that me?
No,
That's you?
something going on.
Something going on. It's rough.
Yeah, you have to look quick.
Let's try getting green plugged in.
Okay. Anyways, we have those LPs, millions of them. Have nowhere to play
Oh,
them.
we had a good one last week.
There we go.
There it goes.
Okay. Yeah, we all have this sitting somewhere in our house too. How about these? High school, 50, 60 years ago, right? We have all these. This too. We have all this stuff. Well, now that we've seen it all and we're all shaking our heads, yes, you don't know what to do with it. A lot of us say, I'm gonna give it to my kids. You can't give anything to your kids today. They don't want it, okay? I don't even ask anymore. So let's take a deep breath and answer some of these questions I'm gonna show you here. And if you feel like shouting out an answer, go ahead. Do any of these items look familiar? Yeah. Do you have any of them? Yes. Do you know where they are? No. Maybe. Maybe they're here. Maybe they're there. Some are here. Some are there. When's the last time you looked at them? Oh, talk louder.
Yeah.
Just tell me, yeah.
Yeah.
When is the last time that you looked at them? You can't even remember the last time you looked at them, because if you found your slides, how would you look at them? Hold them up like this and say, maybe that's this one, maybe that's this one. You don't have a projector. If you have the projector, does it work? Do you know how to work it? What are we going to do with that? Same thing with 8mm movies. And my wedding's on it. That's why I keep saying that. What are you going to do with that? Do you have a projector? Probably not. And same thing with that. If you do, who knows how to work it? And does it work? And do you have that big screen we used to put up and show it on there? All that kind of stuff. And then we think we're really smart now because we have VHS tapes, and that's the modern thing. Yeah, we go put it to DVD. Do you have a player that could play?
Yes. Don't talk into it. Talk under your
You can't lose my train of thought.
VHS.
VHS, there you go. If you think you have the tapes, yeah, they're great. You're gonna play it. Do you have a DVR player? Well, how are you gonna play this? Do you have anything in your house? You have a car today, a new car? Yeah, well, you're not putting any DVDs or anything in that car. That we transferred the VHS to DVDs to. Okay, so we don't have any of that. Let me see what my next slide is. Okay, what do you plan on doing with them? And like I said earlier, give them to your kids. I've heard people say, I'll just leave them here. My kids could do what they want with them after I die. Your kids don't want to do that. Either get rid of it or do something with them. And all the media that I've shown you today, you can become very useful by digitizing. And that's what the lab does. I don't want to say for you because you're going to do it. But we can help you digitize everything and bring it to a format today that you can view just about anywhere. You can view it together as a family. You can make copies, give them to your kids, do whatever you want, and it's a very small amount that you could hold into your hand. And digitizing is taking any media form you have, slides, movie, whatever, and putting it into a form that the computer can read. Everything you have, you can put into the computer. Let me just tell you a short story. I was by my sister a couple weeks ago, and she was so happy. She said, I got all my pictures organized, and they're all in my computer now. And I said, oh, that's really great. Let me see what you've done. So she had folders from 2000, 2001, and all her pictures were in there. And I said to myself, I didn't want to be mean to her or anything. I said, yeah, that's because you have a phone, and they're all on your phone, and you put them on there. What about the 40, 50 years before that? That's what I'm talking about. Where is that stuff? So find all that stuff, which I'm sure we all have, and bring it into the lab, and we'll work with you on digitizing that. Let me go with this. Why do you want to digitize them? First of all, we're going to condense everything we have now. We don't need boxes and boxes of photos and movies and everything. And one of the main reasons for digitizing is to preserve it. When it's been around that long, your movies, your slides, your pictures, they lose color, they bend, they scratch, they tear, they're all out of order and everything. So you want to preserve them, and the best way to preserve them is to digitize them. And I work with a lot of people in the lab who come in to digitize, and then I tap them on the shoulder when they're done digitizing, and I say, what are you going to do with this? You got a box of slides here, and you got all kind of albums. You digitized them. What are you going to do? Well, I don't know. I'm just going to take them home. No, stop. You're not going to just take them home. They're digitized. You could throw that out. You're not going to look at that again. Just get rid of it, digitize, and get rid of it. The second one is organization. You've probably got pictures and like I said, the movies and slides, everything all over the place. You can put in one folder, say 1955, movies, slides, pictures, everything from that year. You could just get it all organized and do a lot of things with them. This is what happened in 1950. You have everything. And the next thing is greater enjoyment. Now, you could share that with your family. If you give your kids a DVD or a flash drive, they'll look at it. But they're not going to look at albums and things. And you could organize all your graduations and baptisms and weddings and everything there. You could organize and you could look at it together as a family. Now give me a minute to find out where I was. Let's see. Okay. Okay, almost at the end here. Now, we have many machines and apparatus that will work for you in the lab. We can put your VHS to DVD. We can digitize, copy all your photos, whether it's 8x10, 5x7, anything you have in your wallet. Just put them in the machine and they all digitize. Put them on your flash drive, take them home, put them on your computer. Like this. You can do hundreds and hundreds in one visit to the lab, and it's all on your computer. Then you can take them home and sort them, or sort them while you put them in the machine. We do also, we have the machine that transfers, like I keep saying, the VHS to the DVD. We'll show you how to do that. You're going to do it. This isn't Costco. You're going to do it. You can't drop them off, you know. I was working on one of the showcases we have, and a woman was very impressed with what we had. And she said, oh, do I just drop them off? And then, you know, how long does it take for you to do that? And I said, no. There's no such a thing as you. You're going to do that yourself. We will show you. I'm not a real techie, and I don't like to hear people say, oh, anybody can do this. Yeah, right. Try and show me how to fix something in the computer. But it's step by step. The machines we have in the lab have manuals, and the manuals are put in layman's terms. Each manual that came with the machine had hundreds and hundreds of papers and instructions. And we took them and put them where we could read them. Step 1, step 2, that's it, that's it. There's no more than 3 pages for any machine we have. And it's all big print, so it's, take it from me, yes, you can understand it. Yes, it is easy to do. And it's just so fulfilling that you can do all that. And there's people there to help you. Our computer, like we said earlier, is open 2 days a week. There is a calendar sheet for each machine we have. You would come into the computer and sign up for that day. So then 3 people don't come in at the same time and it's difficult to help you. So if you come in, sign up, you come in that day and there'll be somebody, hopefully, because we're gonna get more monitors, right? And there'll be somebody there to help you out with whatever you're doing. After that, if you want to do anything further with your media that you're working on, we'll be able to help you with that and make suggestions and do things. But what you need to do, your next move right now, is to think about everything that went on here today and what we're saying. And, oh, that's what we want you to do. And when you do that, we'll help you with all the work that you have. The computer lab doesn't just fix computers. Those are the people who really know what they're doing. But there's so much media, like I said, the LPs. You have to think about when you're looking at all your stuff, what do you want to do with that? So you have 50 LPs, and you're going to digitize them. And you're going to listen to the music on a different format. What are you going to do with the albums after that? You're going to save them? You're going to save those records? Yeah. I would love to say throw them away. People don't like to, not everybody can throw away. You can
eBay.
digitize the cover of that.
eBay.
Or you sell them on eBay. Yeah, see what has value to some of your stuff, especially that. eBay is correct. But we could digitize the cover. You could save that on your computer. There's no room to worry about saving that. So that's what we could help you with. Making things for your kids, giving them some of the pictures on a DVD or something like that. But there are ways we could help you get rid of all this mess that has value to it. I want to tell you one thing also that I did, and it took me a while to do it, and you know, we all go through that. As soon as you throw something out, you're going to be needing it or looking for it. Well, yeah, that comes and goes, and it does happen. But I had, and like a lot of us have here, a huge wedding album like this. Big, padded, pictures on all of them, you know. And it was in one of the boxes I found not too long ago. I thought, oh God, do I put this back in this box? No one sees that. There's nowhere to put it in the house. What am I going to do with it? So, this one. I digitized all my wedding pictures, those that I wanted. I picked out those that I wanted, digitized them, and I put them in a book like this. Just a little book, but it has my wedding pictures, and I put this book on my coffee table. I cannot tell you how many people look at this book. Even my kids are looking at it and saying, oh my God, oh look at this, look at this. So, you know, things that are important to you, put up. And you know, I threw that book out. It took me a little bit because I thought, oh, do I want to throw this out? Oh, that's me. Do I want to throw this out or not? But I did, and it's okay. I did that years ago, and it's okay. You could do many, many things and make impressions with the things you make. My son made a comment once. He's in San Diego, and he made a comment once, and he said, I don't remember a lot of things I did with Dad. I thought, you're kidding. I mean, they did everything together. Went to my pictures, went through all the years, picked out everything they did together, and I made this book. It was pretty big, of him and his dad doing everything, riding the bike, both doing whatever they did. It brought tears to his eyes, and he loved it. And so I'm sure we all have memories like that. Let's do something. We have the time. What are we going to do with these pictures? So let's do that. And I'm going to close with reading one thing. I'll put it up here, but I'm going to read it too. Oh, forgot this one. Here. This is what we do in the lab. This is what we do in the lab. Then we transfer your VHS to tapes, also your movies, slides, negatives to your computer, all the stuff we do. We copy all your pictures of any size to the computer. I mean, whatever you have, and you mix them all together in one, you just push them in the machine, all together, all sizes, not a problem. And then we also transfer LPs, cassettes, and 45s, if you like the music, and we can do that. So finally, before I see if you have any questions, instead of getting that old feeling of, I'll get around to it someday, find those items now and do something with them. You'll feel a sense of pride for achieving something that has priceless value to you and your family for generations to come. And it really is. I mean, like I said, the kids don't want anything today. You can't give them anything. And me at my age, if I found pictures of my family and everything, I'd want them now. My kids don't want them at 40, 50, but they may want them later. So keep those memories and let them know where they are. It's a fun thing to do too, and you can get organized, and it brings a lot of memories. Any questions? Way back, oh wow, lots of hands. Okay. Who's it? Oh, thank you. Thank you. Question? If you could yell.
We'll get a microphone. We'll get a microphone here.
How much can you bring in, and what time span is it, for working?
You're not yelling loud enough. If you come into the lab and you bring your material, how much can you bring, what is the time span on completing the project?
Well, first of all, that depends on how much you have. Secondly, our lab runs 3 hours on Monday and Thursday. And in 3 hours, you can get a lot of scanning done. Scanning photos is pretty easy to do, and slides. That goes fast. You can literally do hundreds upon hundreds in a 3 hour span, but depends on what you have. If you're transferring a VHS to a DVD, that's in real time. So if the VHS is 2 hours, it's going to take you 2 hours to watch that thing record. So, and then, bring something in to read or do, or when I started this 17 years ago, when my things were doing that, I walked around, I met a lot of people, and I learned a lot of stuff about the lab and everything. So it's a good idea to do that, but depends on how much you have. When you bring it all in, we'll help you out, sort it out with you.
Yes. Can you improve the quality of the old photo when you digitize it?
No.
Sharpness, color.
To some extent.
Very little to some, you can sharpen it up or anything, but if it has a crack or it's torn or something.
Yeah, you can do that, if you have a few pictures, we can't do it, it takes time.
Yeah, it's
But we can help you with any picture that is damaged.
Mhm.
We can make it usually.
Readable or viewable. Well, okay. Depends on how bad.
Somebody said, how long does it take to do an album? I've been doing it for the last 4 weeks now, and I only got one album left to go, so don't come until I get done.
That's
Because
good.
I've been transferring a lot of pictures into the digitized.
That's
And
funny.
the other lady up there has helped me. And so has a couple other people. Dave is there, right? Anyway, and it takes about 45 minutes to do one album. Just remember, once you learn how to do it, the only time to call in is when you get a jam up, and then sometimes if you put too many different size pictures in it at the same time. So my wife helps me, she sorts them, and you gotta put them all in upside down facing here, so once you learn that. Oh, by the way, she didn't mention it, but, a lot of the pictures have writings on the back, where, people wrote on the back for years and said that it was John, Joe, whoever it was. It will do both sides. All you have to do is set it up. And when you say resolution, there's 300 resolution, 600 resolution, and 1200 resolution. So the 1200 resolution is going to get you the sharpest image. And if you have software at home, you can always fix that. It takes a little longer to do it there, but you can take, if you have software at home. And somebody put a software on one of my flash drives the very first time. It was, what was it called? The Picasa, yeah. Something like that. And that's a really good software for sorting pictures and fixing them. And it's free. You download it for free. So, and there's other software that will take, that I found that you can take the pictures and make them any size you want. Like if you want to crop them automatically or not. Say take there's software that's free online that'll let you change the size of the pictures, make them all the same size, so when you put them on the screen, you cast it to your TV from your computer or from your phone. That's where you really want to do it. And they'll even teach you how to add music to it with the photography. Thank you.
He's absolutely correct in what he is saying. I just didn't go through all of that because there is so much more that we can do. When we digitize them, then you look at it and see, is this what you want? If not, we go that way, whichever way. There's a lot of things and a lot of different areas we can work with to get it to where you want it.
So you mentioned copying to DVDs or a flash drive before. What do we need to bring with us to prepare for
A flash drive.
that? So we provide flash drives?
Yes, and we sell them at the computer lab, which will probably be your best deal.
Okay.
Yes, we do have them there.
Another question, as far as organization, when you're saving these through the system and to your DVD or flash drive, is it going directly into that flash drive, or are we also putting it on our computer right away? Or
On your computer, no, you're
separate?
putting it to the flash drive.
Okay, all right. Now, how organized are those copies going to the flash drive? Are we going to create a file like you mentioned, 1970?
Yes.
So
Well,
we're going to create a file right away. So
what happens is you'll bring the photos in and you put them in the machine and it just copies them. If you brought them organized, then you can cut and paste into a folder, 1955. But if you just have photos all over and bring them, you'll have to organize them after you digitize them.
Okay, so we can either organize them on the front end or
Exactly.
on the back.
Exactly.
Thank you.
Welcome.
Is there any about having the lab open for more hours?
Well, we haven't talked about opening the lab for more hours. I was just going to say, if we have enough monitors, we're looking for monitors. We'd love to have a lot more monitors. If you're interested, work with us. You may even come up with some great ideas. But right now, we're just about covering what we do have with monitors.
Teresa, one other thing we found is that there are people now coming into the lab wanting to move CD music to a flash drive because their cars don't have CD players in them anymore.
Right. Now, Ken's the one who knows a lot about that.
I did a presentation probably, I don't know, maybe a year and a half, 2 years ago, on just how to do that at the month. All the meetings are recorded and they're out on YouTube. You can go back and you can, I think I started doing this in January 2014. So all the meetings are out there. If you go to Sun City Huntley Computer Club on YouTube, go to that channel, and then click on videos, and you'll see all the monthly meeting videos. So I don't remember what year or month it was that I did that presentation, but it was the main topic of the meeting on how to digitize, how to take your CD and use Windows Media Player or iTunes. I think it is Windows Media Player, and
You create MP3 files from those, and then you package them to a flash drive, and then you just take the flash drive, and most cars today have a USB port. You plug it in, and your radio has a USB option. You just click on USB, and then it'll play whatever's on that flash drive. So it's a pretty simple process. Look for that video, and you'll find a lot of other videos that you may want to look at.
Frank.
Excuse me.
You can, oops. If your laptop has a CD drive, you can copy from the CD to a flash drive on your laptop. Well, there are ways to do it, yes. Now, we have CD drives in 16 computers at the lab. So you can bring your CDs in and your flash drive and do the process in the lab. So that capability is there.
About 1 or 2 months ago, we had an article in the newsletter telling you step by step how to convert music on a CD to a flash drive.
I have time to give to the computer lab, but I don't feel I have the technical expertise that would really help anybody. Do you have some kind of training program for the monitors where you would then feel comfortable in helping another person?
We don't have a listed training program, but if you come in, we would put you with another monitor who does that and really walk you through it, and you will see very easily at that time. There's all of us willing to share what we know with a new lab monitor, and we've gotten some new ones recently, like Frank, and it's been really, really good. So come in and we'd love to work with you.
Yeah, there's always a person's needed for general, directing people. So if you're a people person, it's perfect. That's all you need to know. How to, you get to know what people will do something, and you can direct them and help them get where you don't stand around waiting as much as, if they don't know. So anybody that wants to come to the lab, we would appreciate just the people person. No computer knowledge needed. Thank you.
How did you make your book, your wedding book?
I went on the site, I used Shutterfly, and just follow all the directions. That's pretty sad to say, but if you came into the lab, if you wanted to do that, we'd be able to work with you on getting that book
I
started.
would suggest on the first time, come in and see Teresa. She'll give you some ideas on how to make them creative. And also, after reading, you can go up and look at the books too.
Yeah, we'll work with you on that.
Before the meeting, she did that. It's recorded on YouTube.
I have some negatives on glass negatives from the 30s. What would they be transferred to?
Okay, somebody want to help me with that? Anybody?
Yeah, I can handle that. Just bring them in. We can scan them on our old scanner. The ones we had for pictures over in the back, the big ones. And it will make a very, very good negative print. Or you can print them out positive as a picture. Your choice. I would say make them as a picture from that negative.
That depends on whether it's on glass separate, color separated, because then you have to blend pictures. You can't handle that.
No, they'll come in as a photograph either way. No matter what you have, we can do work.
Another question?
Yeah, I have a mic here. I was a big fan of Costco for making prints. All of a sudden, they discontinued making prints from Costco. Now, where's a high-quality place that I could go now and get photos fast and of high quality?
To be honest, I really don't know. Walgreens does it, Walmart does it. Can try, I'm not sure the quality or anything. We have good quality here in the lab.
That's not printing.
Oh, prints, oh, prints. Pay attention.
For VHS tapes, it takes 2 hours for one tape. The lab's open 6 hours a week, and we have 1,400 members.
We're gonna see a lot of you.
And I have more than one VHS tape.
Yeah, I would assume a lot of us have, I even have some I haven't finished yet. So, yeah, you're gonna be, and that's how I got to familiarize myself with the lab. I had 4,000 slides I wanted to digitize. And it's a nice way to get around, you meet people, you learn stuff, and this is where I am today, so bring them in, we'll do them all. Or you will do them all.
Yeah, that's
Yeah, it doesn't take 2 hours for every tape. So, you know, you got a lot of clips of short piece sections. Now, you can't copy your old purchase tapes. They have protection on them, copy protection. It won't let you copy. So that's only ones that'll copy is the ones that you've made. Like your own movies, there's no problem copying those. So that's just another thing to remember. If you had one old tape from a commercial means, you can usually find it on the internet from some others, you know, that guy put it up there and you can copy it that way too. So it's a possibility. If these real movie you have that you got one movie of your whole collection that you wanted to copy, we can maybe find a copy for you. So that will be covered.
Just want to let you know that how you can digitize all your media. There are many, many, many different things you can do, but basically you can put your pictures to your computer, your movies to DVDs and all that kind of thing is the basis of what we're talking about here. When you get into the lab, you want to do more, you want to prioritize, you want to fine tune stuff, we'll work with you to do that. But it's here, and we have it here, and there's no cost to you.
In the presentation on video, you mentioned strictly VHS. I was one of those suckers that went from VHS to smaller cassettes, to the little tiny cassettes on the Sony cameras. Can you digitize any of those in the lab?
Yes, we do that. Yes. Mm-hmm.
Okay, so it's not just VHS.
No.
Okay, great.
George.
Yeah, and always remember, when you do this, you have it on a flash drive.
Wait a second, George, you got Michael.
Wait. As far as the movies that he was talking about, if you bought a movie and like he said, you can't copy it onto something else because it has protection on it. But there are some VHS to DVD machines out there that did not have that, what do you call it, that software, the gizmo on it that kept you from copying. The really old machines, the very first ones that came out, you could copy any VHS onto a DVD, even movies. Now the newer ones, they put some kind of protection on it. So, yeah, you bought it, they want their money. So you can, if you find a really old machine, and I found one in the States. So.
Yeah, it's not against the law to make a copy of this tape. If you would have to take the physical tape in your hand, you can have a backup copy of it. Goodness over to George.
Yeah, I was gonna say, the final step on all this, make sure when you do this, that you back these files up. The worst thing you wanna do is go through all this work and have, for whatever reason, you lose that file. So make sure that you back it up probably to the cloud or wherever is appropriate for you to back it up. But make sure you have backup on everything you do.
Yeah, with that said, we could almost automatically talk everybody into putting them on the cloud. When you get your pictures figured out, you can put them in a program that you can see on your computer, on your phone,
TV?
on anything. Your laptops, your picture album frames now they got out, they'll show them too. All of those things. And I tell you, you can have all your pictures of your whole life on a photograph picture type display and have it play all the time. You'll be amazed how many memories that photograph will bring up, and you might only look at it once a day, it'll be a different picture every time you look at it. So that's another approach where you can really, get some use out of your old photos.
You can save yourself a lot of time before you come into the lab. Go through your photos, take out all the duplicates, take out all the ones that you don't want, and throw them away. You waste a lot of time by coming in and doing that, sitting in front of the picture scanner.
With that, I'll say, don't throw any pictures of kids away, even the ones that they're standing on their head or doing something really weird, because those are really good stories behind those pictures. You can use them in a lot of different little clips, pictures of the child. So it makes sense to save those, but you can get rid of all the mountain pictures you got. All the houses that you don't know what the house is, you can take those pictures and, put them in where they belong.
Okay, no, I'm not gonna say any more questions. We'll just, hope I can see a lot of you people in the lab, and we'll help you out with whatever you need to do. So, thank you.
Yeah, don't forget to come up and look at the album that you got.
Just a couple things in closing. As I've said before, there are two types of computer users. Those that back up their files and those that wish they had. On another of our Computer Club Community Matters, I've been reminded that Beauty and the Beast will be showing here, or playing here, by our theater company in a month, the 18th through 21st of November. Tickets go on sale Monday down at the other end of the building in the Cedar Room at Fountain View. Reminded, as we've heard now, back up, and once you do all this work in all of your files and you get them on a flash drive, put them on your computer and save them somewhere, whether it's the cloud or a separate hard drive. But if you want to have backup protection. And that's all we have. We will see you next month, and thank you all for coming.